Hey, how the devil are you? Right, today I want to talk about the controversy, or if you can call it that, surrounding whether Eddie Hall should be sparring or not. Before we get going though, if you get to the end of this video and you like the video, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. You got nothing to lose. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down and move on. I don't care. Anyway, with that out of the way. So, should Eddie Hall be sparring or not? Is it too early or should he be doing it right now? There's two sides of the fence. One side of the fence saying he hasn't got long to go, he needs to start sparring. The other side of the fence saying, nah, you got plenty of time, you can do it at a later date. Let's see what Eddie and his trainer has to say about it.
As you said at the beginning of the session about people being negative, no, that stuff it's just drills. We're not sparring.
Yeah.
The stuff that he's doing with Paddy and with us, they're just drills. You know, it's getting used to reacting to shots coming at you. Very hard to stay out of the way of Ed, even on the pads. It's hard to stay out of the way.
This is the thing, you know. What about? I keep calling it tech sparring, but it's not sparring, is it? It's,
no.
You know, we're paying a man to throw a good hard jab,
and you react to it.
And let's be honest, mate. In the last 6 months, how many times have I been hit in the face?
Not many, because you react.
Probably less than 10, isn't it?
Yeah. So they are reactions. That's what we work in reactions.
Yeah.
The reaction drills. People think that you were sparring. You're not.
Yeah.
You won't be sparring until you're ready to spar.
Yeah.
Ridiculous to do that.
Yeah. But this, I mean, you've got 30 years experience.
Reaction drills.
And you can't argue with that. I can't stand here and go, you know what, Lyndon, I think you're wrong. Let's get some sparring done. How can I say that? You know, so
you'll have enough sparring.
yeah. And I trust you, mate. It's, you know, I'm not all these idiots saying you should be sparring now.
So what they're saying there is they're just practicing drills at the moment and sparring will come later. And 100% agree with that. Drills are really important. And one famous trainer who encourages fighters to do drills a lot was Customato, Tyson being one of his protégés. And if you look back at Tyson, you can see him doing the drills and then using them actually in the boxing match, where he'd either do the drill where he would swarm, bam, 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 or the other one with a swaying movement, he'd sway, and the famous body punch uppercut. And also, what I really liked was where he almost switched to southpaw, where he would come in to side, step forward, body punch, come around with a hook, and it really confused the opponent. Have a look at this footage where it shows him doing the drills and actually putting it into practice. You can see that the drills actually work when you put them into practice. But where do you practice those drills? When you're sparring. You want to see if the drills you're doing repetitively over and over and over actually work in a real life situation. So that's where sparring comes into play. It's all very well doing the drills, But if you're not sparring, how can you practice them properly if you haven't got an opponent to do them against? So I just think sparring is very, very important. I mean, Custamato was quoted as saying that a successful boxer is the one that spars. And, you know, I'm nobody. Who am I? I'm nobody. I haven't trained any professional fighters. I haven't trained any boxers. But, I mean, if you want to listen to someone who has, listen to what Teddy Atlas has to say.
I'll tell you the key to sparring. When you're on your way up developing as a fighter, Ken, especially as an amateur, and then obviously early as a pro, you need the sparring to become that guy. To learn how to live in that element, in that environment, in that noisy, dangerous environment. To learn how to be calm in an uncalm place. You need the sparring to get that. You need that to develop mentally, physically, technically, but mentally.
So essentially what he's saying is, if you're starting out or training to become a good boxer, you should be sparring. Yeah, if you're a seasoned pro, you've been doing it for 15, 20 years or more, and you're getting a bit long in the tooth, then maybe ease off the sparring because you want to save your energy for the actual fight. But, you know, if you're training to be a good fighter and you're starting out, you should be sparring. I know that some people are saying, oh, it's 7 months away, it's plenty of time yet. 7 months is not a long time. I started doing these videos back in August 2020. It's already February, okay? 7 months is not a long time when you're learning how to box. I think you should get his skates on. Anyway, so that's that. I do think you should start sparring. But like I said, I could be completely wrong. Completely wrong. And Eddie will go in, do a bit of sparring a few months before the fight, and win the fight easily. I don't know. It could happen. It could go either way. Anyway, what was Eddie's thoughts on Thor's exhibition bout? Let's have a look.
Let me say this, right? I talked to someone about Thor's fight the other day and I watched it. Of course I watched it, you know, I'd be an idiot not to watch it. And I'll tell you what the funniest thing was. The commentators all the way through gobbled him off, told him how good he was, how good his footwork was, how good his defence is, his attack, his fitness, everything. Do you want the God's honest truth? He didn't land a single punch in 3 rounds. So anyone with any boxing tenacity about him will know that was the biggest load of that's probably ever happened in boxing. That Stevie Ward evidently laid off. You know, I'm learning how to box. Why go into a sparring match? You don't know how to box, and no one can say he can because he didn't land a punch.
So I do agree with Eddie there. I do agree with Eddie. The commentators were a bit up his arse. They were sort of overstating Thor's abilities. But with the comment regarding he couldn't lay a punch on Ward, well, I don't think Eddie would be able to either. The guy is a ex-European champion. When you look at Eddie a few years ago, he sparred Hughie Fury. And he struggled. I don't think he even got close to Hughie Fury. Saying that, Eddie was a lot bigger back then. He was much heavier, so he would be more mobile now. But I think he would still struggle now. So, you know, I think Eddie would also struggle to lay a punch on Ward. With regards to sort of Thor's boxing ability, I did think, and I'd done a video on this, you know, my after-fight thoughts, and I did think that going backwards and to the side, he showed some skills. It was a vast improvement, but it was when he was coming forward, that's when he had the problems, and that's when he had difficulty landing the punch. It was really messy, and that's really something that Thor needs to work on. So that about wraps up this video. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. I do read the comments, and some of them are very funny. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you really soon.